What's up guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. So before we start, it is announcement time because today is the official launch of my Music Business Academy, DK MBA. Thank you very much. Thank you. Which has got everything that you need to smash your music career. It is full of hours of content from in-depth courses, including Facebook ads and branding and Patreon and other ways to make money as your music, but also you get access to me because twice a week I do live sessions where we can interact and I can discuss with you strategies as well as your own music. I am super proud of this, but hey, why take my word for it? Roll it, Carol.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol Baskin at Big Cat Rescue. To all of my musician friends, Damian Keyes has just launched his Music Business Academy called DK MBA. If you want to smash your music career, you can sign up for a free 14-day trial. So what have you got to lose?
Thanks, Carol. To be fair, that was the best 300 quid I have ever spent. And if you haven't seen Tiger King, then that was a complete wasted minute. But more importantly, if you are interested and you take your music very seriously, then DK MBA is for you. Hit up that link below because you get 14 days free trial. So get in there, start learning. What have you got to lose? Anyway, let's get on to growing your Spotify. Now, Spotify is a complicated beast, partially because whilst you're trying to get people across to your Spotify, it has got that 30-second rule, which means if someone doesn't listen to 30 seconds of your track, then Spotify doesn't count that as an official play. And what makes it worse is if you are getting people across to your Spotify and they're only listening to 5 or 10 seconds and then leaving, that could potentially be doing damage to your Spotify algorithm. So today, we are looking at some hacks, some tips to help you grow your Spotify, whilst at the same time ensuring that we are using Spotify as a social media platform, because technically that is what it is. It still has a follow button. You still want people to come back. It still has got plenty of places for content. So come with me and let's develop your Spotify. Tip number 1, Spotify is social media. It might be audio social media, but it is social media. And like any social media, we do have to play that algorithm game. We have to make sure that we are getting people back to your Spotify so that we can get them listening time and time again. And if we are going to do that, one of the biggest things that you need to do is look at your upload schedule. If you are not uploading on a regular basis, why are people going to be coming back? Yes, they might like that song. Yes, they might even add your song to a playlist. But what Spotify wants is you to be coming back time and time again. So therefore, how much uploads you do is important. If you don't upload on Instagram, it won't help. If you don't upload on YouTube, that won't help. Spotify is the same. So whilst you are perfectly crafting your songs, which is great, what else can you add into Spotify to treat it like social media and play that game? What about remixes? What about demo tracks? What about commentary as well as perfectly crafted tracks? What about acoustic tracks? Is there a way that you can start to add more tracks to your Spotify to think of this as an upload schedule rather than just, I've made a track, I'll put it on Spotify, and then I'll just try and push it via some Facebook ads? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I don't want to do all that stuff. I want to make music and I want to put it on Spotify. True. But this is about playing the Spotify game. If you want to play the Spotify game and get the numbers, you do have to play the game. You have to give Spotify what it wants. It's greedy, so therefore it sees more uploads as more potential ways to get people to your music. So have a think about what else you can put and how consistently you can be uploading tracks over the next 6 months. Number 2, your profile. Now here's something with a profile. Everyone goes, yeah, I've done my profile, I've written my about section, I've stuck some pictures on there, I've made it look nice and pretty. But that's not really social media. That's more of an EPK. Why can't you do more than that? Why can't you change your profile on a weekly basis the same way as you would change your Instagram on a weekly basis? Why can't you add new pictures every single week? Why can't you remove pictures from that so that you've got something new to come back to? Why can't you write a new about section? Or instead of thinking of it as an about section, think of it as something else. Why can't it be a message to your fans? Why can't it be this week's message is this and you write something? something. You almost think of it as a blog, or you think of it as some kind of message, and then you can change it regularly. If audience or fan members feel like there's going to be something new, they will come back. But if you're not putting anything new there, why would they want to come back? So think about your about section. Think about your profile. Make sure there is a lot there. Think of it as that party. People are coming into it. What are they going to get? Well, what's different about it the next time they're going to get it? Because otherwise, they're just going to take your song, add it to their own playlist, which is great, but it's not bringing people back time and time again, which is what Spotify wants. Be creative with this. Number 3 is links. If Spotify is the thing, if that is your goal and you really, really want to build Spotify, not this idea of we just want to build an audience. No, we want to build Spotify. If that's what you're saying, then everything needs to point to Spotify. Every link, the link in the bio, the link in your email, the link in your story, the link on your banner, the link on your Facebook page, everything is pointing to that one place because you are collecting people from all over. If you just happen to say, by the way, it's on Spotify, no. People are far too lazy for that now. People need a swipe or a click. Otherwise, you're out. They're not going searching for stuff. People can't be asked. You have to make this as easy as possible. And right now, is it on your email signature? Is it on your Instagram bio? If not, if you've got something else, you are literally pointing people to different places. And if you want to grow your Spotify, take it seriously. Put that link everywhere. Then every time you make a piece of content, that link goes into the description, which means if you are putting a YouTube video up, the link goes in the description. If you're putting something out on Facebook, the link goes in the description. And every piece of content, time and time again, is pushing it. By the way, our Spotify link is this. By the way, our Spotify link is this. By the way, our Spotify link is this. Number 4, everyone talks about getting on playlists, but do you have your own playlist? Because your own playlist is great leverage, because not only are you using something to say, by the way, this is the music that we listen to. This is what we listen to when we're on tour, when we're on the road. This is what we listen to from our past, from our history, from our peers, which means your audience has a little bit more information from you. They're a little bit closer to you. They get to go and listen to that. You can also slot a couple of your songs in at the same time. And what makes it even better is you have leverage should you want to actually find some other bands and say, hey, we took your band and we put you into our playlist. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hope you like it. So then they're more likely to go and redo that favor. They're more likely to say, that's a great idea. We'll do the same thing. So whilst everyone's looking at getting on a playlist, why can't you make your own playlist and then attach that to your Spotify page via Spotify for Artists? Number 5, the artist pick. It is crazy how many artists and bands don't have an artist pick on their Spotify. Why not? It's the perfect time for you to say, by the way, out of all of our songs, this week, we are promoting this song. It's right at the top. So therefore, you're bringing it to the front. You're saying, yes, there's loads and loads of music, but this is the one we want you to listen to. Whether it's a new single, whether it's a latest release, or more importantly, just a song that you just go, nah, we're just really proud of this. Why don't we stick it at the top? Because everything at the top is more likely to get played than people scrolling down. So if you don't have an artist pick right now, stick one on there. And it doesn't necessarily even need to be your song, but why wouldn't you do that? Number 6, the titles of your songs. Yes, I know this is about Spotify hacks, but why not take it back? Why not think about the song title so as soon as someone sees it, they're inquisitive. They think, I wonder what that sounds like. That could be interesting. Rather than the same old usual dirgy crap that everyone writes about, why not come up with a title? Now, YouTubers have been doing this forever. When you want to build YouTube, it's absolutely crucial that your title brings people in. The same way as when you're walking down the street for the last 50 years, the headline of the newspaper needs to draw you in. It needs to catch your eye. It needs to make you look and go, what's that about? And they're trying to get you to pick up the newspaper and just say, yeah, fine, I'll just have it. I'll just buy the newspaper. The same way as on YouTube, they're trying to get people to go, swipey, swipey, swipey. What's that? That looks quite interesting. Yeah, I'll give it a go. And then you're in. The same thing with songs. Why not play Spotify at its game? Why not think about a song title, a crafted song title that makes people think? It makes people go, I would like to hear what that sounds like. And once they're in, you've got their attention. Number 7, artwork. That's right, we talked about titles. Artwork is very, very similar. When it comes to stopping people's attention, your artwork is an opportunity. The same way as a newspaper, the same way as a YouTube channel, your job is to make people think, to make people inquisitive. And what better way of doing that than an amazing piece of art for your single or your album? Instead of going, that looks pretty, it's like, no, we haven't got time for pretty. What we've got to do is we've got to make something that fits in with 50 other single artwork or 50 other album pieces of artwork that they will stop and they'll go, that's the one I want to listen to based on that single artwork, that album artwork, and that title. Your album artwork is now an opportunity because you are, whether you like it or not, selling your music, even though it's free. Number 8, hyper-targeting. Now, we've talked about this before in other videos, but hyper-targeting is when you are going to do some ads or some boosts. You need to make sure that you're getting your music or video in front of the right people. It cannot be lazy when you are dealing with small budgets. It's so crucial. And yet every single day, I am greeted with adverts on my Instagram stories from artists who have not targeted me well. When I'm scrolling through and thinking, why am I seeing this? It's you that's made the mistake. You've made the problem because you are now wasting money showing something to me that I shouldn't be seeing. I'm not in the right demographic for it. That is your fault. So when you are doing any kind of boosts, any kind of adverts, you have to hyper target. And the way you do that is, number 1, you do have to make the advert so that it has every bit of attention in the first 3 seconds. But then after that, when it goes to your detailed interests, it's so crucial that you are narrowing the field. You are saying, I only want to show this very specific amount. I don't want to be trying to hit 5 million people with $10. That is a waste of money. You're never going to get it. You're much better off doing 150, 200,000 and then running your $10 ads because you know you've really hyper targeted. Number 9, you become the master of the mixtape playlist. Remember back in the day when you could get a writable CD, stick it in your computer, and you could make your own mixtape CD, which you then take into the car, and that would be your jam for the next few weeks as you listen to those tracks until you got bored and then made another one. Well, Spotify is no different. That is exactly what this is. People can make their own playlists at any time of the day, and you need to capitalize on that. And if it means you need to do competitions or giveaways or just ask friends, family, fan bases, audience to do that, it will help. And here's why. Because Spotify is algorithm based. It is binary code. And when someone puts your song into a playlist, Spotify knows and it says, you got one. And then it says, you got 1. And then you get 2. And then you get 3. But what's even more important than that is whilst you are playing the Spotify game, you're also playing consumption game, because the person who made that mixtape, who's put one of your tracks in out of 20 tracks, so you say to them, go and put 20 songs and then put mine in, just number 2, number 3, but just put it in there. What you're doing is then you're playing on their ego, because once they've made something, once they've created something, they are far more likely to wake up in the morning and go, hey, my new mixtape, maybe I'll just put that on. Maybe I'll put that on in the car. Maybe I'll put that on in the gym, or maybe I'll just put that on while I'm in the house. But whilst it's doing it, you're in there. You're getting played. And then Spotify is taking all of this information. So whatever you need to do, whether it's giveaways or competitions, you need to become the master of getting people to make mixtape playlists and adding one of your songs into that playlist. And number 10, utilizing the power of Spotify for artists. You want to build on Spotify, you need to get into that back end. You need to figure out every single detail of every bit of demographic, all of the people who are watching you, not only so you can use that for advertising, but also so you can use that in your lyrics, in your subject matter, in your marketing, in your pictures, in your social media content. That's where you can look at your demographic. So an example of this is, let's say your audience was between 20 and 30 and grew up in the 90s. And you could say, okay, well, in which case, what can we start to utilize lyrics or subject matter or content from the 90s? Well, Fresh Prince or Pokemon or Power Rangers or Nintendo Game Boy. You can start to utilize the power of nostalgia and think, well, we might as well, as we're targeting this demographic, we might as well go all in. And this isn't just an advertising thing. This is marketing in general. Spotify for Artists is giving you the answers. It's saying, this is the city that a lot of people are listening to you from. Well, in which case, let's target the city. This is the age group. Well, let's target the age gap. So your job is to take all of that information in and then regurgitate that via not just your ads, but your social media and your music itself. So whilst we've looked at 10 hacks for your Spotify, it's very, very clear that the word hack is just a YouTube way of trying to get you to clickbaity into this video. When seriously, if you want to build your Spotify, what you've got to do is take it more seriously. You've got to put more time, effort, and energy into your Spotify rather than leaving it like a shelf that you just place your music on and say, if you want it, it's over there. No, Spotify is social media. It's your job to get people backwards and forwards. It's your job to find reasons that people want to come backwards and forwards. So therefore, if you treat it like social media and you follow the 1% rule where every single day you're just looking at improving your Spotify by 1%, how can you stand back and look at it, the overview of it, and think, what could we do to make it 1% better, rather than just trying to force people across to just get into your Spotify every single day? If you can think of it from that point backwards, I promise you, you can grow your Spotify much, much faster. Your job is to make your Spotify as good as it possibly can be, and then start telling people about it, and then you'll see a much, much better bounce rate, which means people are getting there and they're not leaving straight away. They're getting there, they're adding music into their playlists, they're sticking around for longer. And who's watching? Spotify's watching, and that is how you play the algorithm game. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love to know how your Spotify game is going, so if you can leave that in the comments below. But also, if you can do me a favor, like, subscribe, and do yourself a favor and go and check out the 14-day free trial in my new Music Business Academy DK MBA, because I promise you, you won't regret it. And while you're there, come and say hello. So take it easy, and I'll see you guys soon.